central office staff, board members, welcome to the 2014 graduation ceremony. And I am the principal at North Chicago Community High School, and I'm so excited to be here. And I'm so proud of our students today, and I know you are too. They could have made a lot of other choices, but they chose post-secondary. So let's give them a round of applause. They chose to graduate. I'm so excited because 97% of them are going to college or going into the military. So thank you. Lastly, parents, I would like to thank you for all the hard work, the sacrifices that you made, the long hours that you worked to make sure that to make sure that our students were successful. As a reminder, audience, please hold your applause until everybody receives their diploma so that all will hear everybody's name. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Jason Cummins and I serve as the assistant principal here at North Chicago High School. And it is my honor to introduce to you Mr. Luis Garcia and Fabiola Ortiz with a greeting.
Good evening, fellow North Chicago graduates, parents, family members, teachers, staff, and board members. I would like to start off by welcoming everybody here today to celebrate the graduation ceremony of the North Chicago Community High School class of 2014 and to congratulate all the seniors that have made it this far. My name is Luis Garcia and my peer Fabiola Ortiz will be translating my words in Spanish.
Buenas tardes, compañeros graduados, padres, miembros de la familia, maestros, personal y miembros de la Junta. Me gustaría comenzar por dar la bienvenida a todos aquellos presentes para celebrar esta ceremonia de graduación de la preparatoria North Chicago, clase 2014, y para felicitar a todos nosotros seniors que logramos llegar tan lejos.
We are very delighted today to have you here to support us at this momentous event. I truly feel privileged to be able to stand here today with my peers after 4 years of achievement and growth. The graduates sitting before you today have accomplished so much despite great challenges. From having our first athletic win, to showcasing our fine art presentations, and to completing our last and hardest finals, we have demonstrated throughout this time that we have stepped in as kids and are emerging as adults. Because of this, our families are extremely proud of us right now, and we can't imagine the sense of relief that they're feeling for us.
Estamos muy encantados de tenerlos aquí apoyándonos en este evento de suma importancia. Me siento privilegiada de poder estar parada aquí junto con mis compañeros después de 4 años de crecimiento y logros. Los graduados sentados aquí han logrado tanto a pesar de los grandes de alivio que nuestros padres están sintiendo en este momento.
It's hard to walk away from some of the greatest moments in our lives, which is our high school life, right? But it's time to let high school remain in our past and begin the next chapter in life, where we start forging our individual paths and begin our lifelong goals. But before we leave the stage today, I'd like to share a quote that is so simple, but has managed to help us in so many ways. And hopefully it will give you incentive, especially during rough times. Do you all remember the adorable little fish from Finding Nemo? Her name is Dory. She's funny, upbeat, adorable. But she lives by the motto, just keep swimming. So no matter what happens, no matter what life delivers, no matter what we are or what are we doing, the class of 2014 will just keep swimming, won't we?
Es difícil caminar hacia adelante de algunos grandes momentos de nuestra vida, pero es tiempo de dejar las obras de la preparación donde comenzamos a formar nuestros caminos individuales y empezamos metas de toda la vida. Antes de irnos de este escenario, me gustaría compartir un dicho que es tan simple, pero ha sabido ayudarnos en muchas maneras. Y esperemos que les dé incentivo, especialmente cuando el camino se ponga negro. Todos recuerdan a Dory, el chistosito y optimista pescador de Encontrando a Nemo. Ella vive por la motivación, solo sigue nadando. Entonces, pase lo que pase, sin importar lo que la vida te tenga preparado, no importa lo que seamos o lo que hagamos, la clase de 2014 solo seguirá nadando.
Thank you all.
At this time, it is my privilege to introduce to you the valedictorian of the class of 2014, Ms. Rosario Mendez Silva.
Sorry guys, I'm short. Okay, I'm apologizing for right now because I'm really nervous. But here's my speech to you guys. Good evening, fellow graduates, family members, friends, teachers, staff, and board members. We have come together to formally celebrate the achievements of the class of 2014. It is my honor and privilege to speak to you all. Thank you all for coming out to support your outstanding graduates. This has been a long journey full of different obstacles and achievements for all of us graduates. Regardless of all life's ups and downs, we did it, class of 2014. Vince Lombardi, the famous football coach, inspired his players with these words of wisdom. The greatest accomplishment is not in never falling, but in rising again after you fall. But you don't have to be a burly athlete to take this advice to heart. We did not give up or back down. We started strong as little freshmen in 2010, and we will finish strong as today's senior class of 2014. Today, we will be receiving our high school diplomas, and tomorrow, the rest of our lives will begin. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? Parents, loved ones, friends, and relatives, do you remember seeing us as newborns, in diapers? Do you remember what were our first words? What about when we took our first steps? As a parent, did you ever think to yourself, what will my baby be doing when he or she is all grown up? Will I be able to help him or her achieve his or her dreams and goals? Will I be able to have everything he or she needs and support him or her in everything? Will I be there for them as a loving parent and a supportive friend? Being a parent is tough, but if your babies who are now young adults are sitting on the stage, you are being a successful parent, as we are being successful students. Graduates, how about a standing ovation in honor to your parents? Relatives, and loved ones, as well as teachers and staff. You've also done an amazing job of supporting us, which is why we have invited you to share this special moment with us. You are a part of the reason why we are beginning a new chapter in our lives. We should all strive for success. Our journey never ends. It only keeps going where new thoughts and experiences will lead us. We will not have worked so hard to just throw it down the drain. There are so many less fortunate kids out there wishing that they could get an education but can't. Malala of Pakistan took a bullet in the head for speaking up to support education. 200 Nigerian girls were captive because they dared to attend school. Maybe throughout high school you lost a loved one due to sickness, natural death, drugs, an accident, or through violence. That is a tremendous pain that is most definitely hard to get through. Yet you're here. You remain strong. That person is not watching your every step to success, so don't give up. Maybe you were peer pressured, bullied, or brought down to the point where you almost gave up. But you're still here. You kept moving forward. Maybe your parents got separated, yet you're still here, making them both proud. Maybe you have become or will become a parent soon. You two are on the stage finishing school to make your child or children proud. resources. Don't close your world. Many people will gladly assist you if you really want to make someone out of yourself. As Lady Macbeth stated, what's done is done, but you still have a lot to do. I was always told, God will never put you through something you can't handle. Therefore, I also kept going regardless of whatever was going on behind closed doors. Growing up without a father figure has been really tough for me. Those of you out there in a single-parented family can relate to that. I myself have also been bullied, knocked down, have gotten physically and emotionally hurt, as well as peer pressure. Many friends I grew up with or started off with in high school now tell me they are surprised at who I've become. Yes, I've always had good grades, but everyone always has those moments in life where they make mistakes. Yet, I learned from my mistakes and I did not let any of them stop me. Our stories should be told to others so that they don't make the same mistakes, so that they know that mistakes can be overcome. Make your own success story. Live the life you always wished to live. Farewell, class of 2014. After all those late nights doing homework, not being able to go out because you decided to put your education first, sitting in classrooms learning about so many different subjects, possibly getting angry at teachers and parents sometimes, having good moments with them, as well as making and losing friends, trying to choose a career, applying for colleges, and making life decisions. We did it. We all can make a success story out of our lives. We are the future of this world, so let's make it wonderful. As we all walk out of this building, keep moving forward, continue your education and your hard work, achieve your dreams and goals, have no hesitations and do what it takes. As Ralph Waldo Emerson lyrically advised, do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. To the trail that the class of 2014 will lead. I would like to thank all these teachers here because they really made me grow as a person, and those of you that came here to support me as well as came to support everybody that's on the stage. It's not easy to get through 12, 13 years of school. Without you guys, we wouldn't be up here. And I want to let you all know that it's not about being smart. It's about how much time and dedication you put into what you want to do. I'll invite Mr. Cummins back on stage.
where the water meets the land, where it's shifting in the sand, like the tide that ebbs and flows. Memories will come and go, all of these years when we were here are ending, but I'll always remember we have had the time of our lives. Now the page is turned, the stories we write. We have had the time of our lives, and I will not forget faces left behind. It's hard to walk away from the best of days, but if it has to end, like you have been my friend in the time of our lives. Say goodbye, say goodbye, hold on tight, that never dies. Say goodbye, we say goodbye, hold on tight, that never dies. We have had the time of our lives, now the days turn, stories we write. We have had the time of our lives, and I will not forget the faces left behind. It's hard to walk away from the best of days, but if it has to end, I'm glad you have been my friend in the time of our lives. I'm glad you have been my friend in the time of our lives. I'm glad you have been my friend in the time of our lives.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the salutatorian for the class of 2014, Ms. Ohei Izebige.
Sorry, I forgot my glasses. Good evening, honored guests, alumni, faculty, families, friends, and my wonderful, beautiful graduates. I welcome you to the graduation day for the North Chicago Community High School class of 2014. I feel honored to be giving a reflective speech today. It's very awesome to be rewarded with more work for my achievement for being the salutatorian of my class. But what can I say? I'm blessed, right? To say this is an exciting day would be an understatement. Today we present the accumulations of years of hard work. Allow me to re-emphasize years. Over my 4 years at North Chicago Community High School, this school has soared higher in various areas, especially technologically. Every core classes has Chromebooks and Promethean boards, which save lots of paper. In addition to the technological advancement, our school has become strict to create a more disciplined leaders of tomorrow, with the 3 principles of being respectful, responsible, and safe. Furthermore, this school provides students with additional advanced placement classes, which are very helpful for students in saving money when they go off to college because they have the opportunity to earn college credit. This school has various areas which help students advance academically. We wouldn't be standing here today if it weren't for the love and support of many who guided us throughout the years. Faculty members, whom you may know or not, have helped behind the scene in making sure that students are provided with the required materials needed in the classroom. Academic coaches, counselors, secretaries, and security to make sure students are safe. Faculty members, thank you. Well, we all know Mr. Trendle. Hello, Mr. Trendle. Mr. Trendle Vaughn who helped seniors in preparing for college entrance and scholarship opportunities. He was a mentor that all students could relate to. He's willing to get on your last nerves if it involves you making sure you get all the required material done. Thank you, Mr. Trendle. Our teachers, who motivated, provided skills needed for higher institution, and gave lots of assignments. I won't mention name, but Miss Bentley, hello. Mr. Messenger, Miss Carlson, hi, and Miss Gordon, hello. Who has helped stress out students? Our teachers are willing to sacrifice their time just to make sure that the students' questions have been answered and to make sure students are successful. Sure, we all have our arguments with certain teachers due to our habit of procrastination, especially during senior year. But we are glad to have these teachers throughout our 4 years at North Chicago High School. Teachers, thank you. The supportive parents, the grandparents who made it to every game, showing the school spirit and cheering on their children, especially the mom in the audience, shedding tears of joy like every mother. I'm motivating students to soar high educationally, like my mom will always say to me, the sky is the limit. You can be whatever you want to be as long as you're determined. Parents and guidance, thank you. All these people have been there throughout our 4 years as students here at North Chicago Community High School. As we eagerly await the next chapter in our lives, let us not forget about the positive impact North Chicago High School had on us. Just over 4 years ago today, we made a decision to attend NCCHS. For some of us, it was easy, and others, it was not easy. I can vividly recall my first day of school and just staring away at the unfamiliar faces, looking at my schedule, trying to figure out my classes, walking down the same hallway multiple times until finally figuring out my classes due to the help of my teacher. Graduation is a time to truly reflect on who you are, what you have become, and how you feel about the world around you. High school has provided us with a chance to begin this process, and some of us actually get lucky and figure it out before we graduate. We have done everything important together in the past 4 years. Many of us have the same classes, which created a bond. We have seen each other through bad times. Unlike many other schools around the country, we have been blessed with teachers who are willing to work with us and go through all measures necessary to pave the road for our future success. Let us not lose the insight that being part of the Warhawk family was a privilege due to the great impact it had on our lives. As we graduate today, we should recall the great amount of memories that we have experienced at NCCHS. Relationship planted during freshman year has germinated over the years and bloomed our senior year. Let us not lose the insight that being part of the Warhawk family was a privilege due to the great impact it had on our lives. As we graduate today, we should recall the great amount of memories that we have experienced at NCCHS. NCCHS. I could go on and on reflecting on exceptional memories we have made over the past 4 years, but I just want to recall those certain moments that have brought you exceptional joy and smile, knowing that you'll be able to cherish this moment in your heart. I am proud to be among this beautiful graduating class of 2014. I wish everyone success in the next chapter of life. I will leave the quote by Wilfred Peterson for this amazing graduating class, which states, "Walk with the dreamers, the believers, the courageous, the cheerful, the planners, the doers, the successful people with their heads in the clouds and their feet on the ground. Let the Spirit ignite a fire within you to leave the world better than when you found it." I pray to God Almighty to keep strengthening us as we move on to our higher institution or into the work area to accomplish our goal. Make an impact in our community and life in general. Class of 2014, we made it. Most importantly, never forget we will always be a Warhawk. Go Warhawk! My beautiful class of 2014, you guys rock, like for real. Thank you, and God bless everyone.
At this time, before we recognize the entire class of 2014, we will have an announcement of honors. We have some special honors and some special groups that we'd like to recognize prior to awarding the diplomas. And that first group is the top 10% of the class, which goes by grade point average. When I call your name, students, please rise for the honor. We'll start with the valedictorian, Ms. Rosario Mendez Silva. The salutatorian, Ohe Izepige. Fabiola Ortiz Esquivel. Deja Cooper. Sega Norman. Sarabian Bruce. Jaime Romero. David Thomas. Rodrigo Baena. Daniela Michelle. Morgan Ellis. Carolyn Leonard. Angeline Toledo. Annabelle Roman. Scarlett Salgado. And Shanice Lassiter. These students are recognized by wearing medals. These students are recognized by wearing medals presented in honor of their achievement. Congratulations, please be seated. And lastly, I present to you the National Honor Society. These students are recognized by wearing a yellow sash worn in honor of their achievement. Makita and Yancy. Deja Brown. Deja Cooper. Morgan Ellis. Sarah Gallardo. Luis Garcia. Alicia Holden. Ohe Izepige. Brenda Martinez. Rosario Mendez Silva. Alejandro Mendoza. Daniela Michelle. Fabiola Ortiz. Annabelle Roman. Jaime Romero. Scarlett Salgado. Kristen Lynn Slade. David Thomas. Angelique Toledo. And Haram Toon. These are your senior National Honor Society members. Please be seated. With some farewell remarks, we have Daniela Michelle and Brenda Martinez to the stage, please.
This is the end of high school, but that doesn't mean we should forget all the amazing memories. Everything from trips we have taken, friendships we have made, and then several life lessons learned. Yes, the homework was tiring, but we did it successfully, or at least good enough. Now, look to your left and look to your right. These are the prayers that you will become future doctors, judges, nurses, architects, photographers, and teachers. But here's a word of advice. Find something you love, that you'll love. And if you do, you'll never hate going to work. Follow your dreams. Don't let anyone convince you that what you want to do is not good enough. I believe we can do anything. I mean, we made it here, right? Yes, it may be corny, but it's the truth. I have to admit, today is very emotional. I know that every last one of us will be a success story. We can prove to everyone that North Chicago students can become successful. Chicago and we'll succeed in life, and I know you guys will too. Spread joy and chase your dreams. Thank you.
Cuatro años han pasado volando, y en estos 4 años todos estamos aquí, en este día, un día que nunca nos vamos a olvidar. Un día lleno de diferentes emociones, de tristeza, orgullo y felicidad. A todos que estamos aquí, en este cuarto, estamos sintiendo estas emociones. Andamos esperando, y aquí estamos todos, unidos. A todos que están aquí, atrás de mí, vestido de blanco y rojo, los deseo lo mejor en la vida. Después de hoy, vamos a empezar un nuevo capítulo. El capítulo de los años de nuestros para ser adultos. Quiero dar las gracias a todos los maestros que nos han dado la paciencia y la mejor educación durante todos estos años. Y más importante, les quiero dar muchísimas gracias a nuestros padres, familiares y amistades que nos han apoyado durante este camino. Y al fin, les quiero dar las gracias a todos que nos han apoyado hoy y cada día antes, y ojalá cada día después. Por sin todos y nosotros mismos no podemos llegar aquí y pasar nuestros límites y expectaciones. Y en eso les quiero de 2014. Felicidades a todos. Gracias.
the sands of time. There was something that I left behind. And I leave this world, I leave no regrets. Only something to remember, so they won't forget I was here. I lived, I loved, I was here. I've done everything that I wanted, and it was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark so everyone will know I was here. I wanna say I live each day until I die. And something in somebody's life. The hearts I have touched will be the proof that I leave, that I made a difference. And this world will see I was here. I lived, I loved, I was here. I've done everything that I wanted, it was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark so everyone will know I was here. I lived, I loved, I was here. I've done everything that I wanted, it was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark so everyone will know I was here. I just want them to know I gave my all, did my best, brought someone some happiness, left this world a little better just because I was here. I was here. I lived, I loved, I was here. I've done everything that I wanted, it was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark so everyone will know I was here. I've done, I was here. I lived, I loved, I was here. I was here.
I would like to invite school counselor Deanna Fadage to the stage to award the diplomas to the class of 2014. Giovanni Acosta. Nayeli Alvarez.
Jadarius Amos
Beatriz Arias.
Eduardo Arizmendi.
Rodrigo Baena.
Robert Alexander Ball.
Erwin Barrios.
Kayla Marie Blanchard.
Satara A. Blanchard.
Sarabian Simone Booth.
Willie Charles Bridgman III.
Christian Briseño.
Deja Zaire Nicole Brown.
Tazari Bryant.
Mael P. Kajust.
Concepcion Canales.
Aisha Cartledge.
Jasmine M. Castaneda.
Ana Cervantes.
Denzel Clark.
Daryl Coburn.
Megan Elizabeth Conway.
Brandon Cooper. Deja Cooper.
David Josue Cortez.
Richard Cunningham.
Joshua Carvalho.
Jalen Brayshawn DeRost.
Leonisha Dillon.
Jamal Dixon.
Michael Donaldson.
Riviera Dias.
Morgan Ellis.
Alexis S.
Leonidas Escobar.
Juana Esparza.
Natanya Fitzpatrick.
Latoya Fitzpatrick.
Jorge Fuentes.
Lourdes Fuentes.
Sarah Gallardo.
Bernice Garcia.
Isidoro Garcia.
Luis Garcia Jr.
Gabriela Garibay.
Takira Monet.
Maritza Gill.
Jewel Gill. Giselle Hernandez.
Rafael Hernandez.
Hector Herrera.
China Hill Ivory.
Aisha Holden.
Elizabeth Fine.
Serena Hughes.
Jacoby Isaiah Hunt.
Ohei Ezebige.
Antoinette Jackson.
Edward Jackson.
Javarian Johnson.
Melishay Johnson.
Keegan Deshawn Ray Jones.
Jessica Gabriela Flores.
Denise Lassiter.
Bronte Mitchell Lemon.
Carolyn Capri Leonard.
Ellery Logan.
Abigail Lopez.
Gustavo Lopez.
Maria Guadalupe Lopez.
Maria G. Madrigal.
Erindira Magoyal.
Brenda Bernice Martinez.
Yesenia Martinez.
Seth Matthias.
Jaquan Terrell McLeod.
Fernando Mejia.
Yolanda Mejia.
Lucero Mendez.
Rosario Mendez Silva.
Alejandro Mendoza.
Christopher Mendoza.
Daniela Michelle.
Devontae Miller.
Christopher Motley.
Marissa Morales.
Farrakhan Muhammad.
Yulia Mujica.
Alicia Murray. Ortiz.
Fabiola Ortiz Esquivel.
Damian Patton.
Raimundo Perez.
Sharon Pierce.
Daisy Pizarro.
Joshua Daniel Reeves.
Savannah Ann Richardson.
Jordan Ricks.
Karen Rivera.
Asael Rodriguez.
Christian Alexander Rodriguez.
Jonathan Rodriguez.
Samantha Rodriguez.
Khalil Lionel Rogers.
Maria Rojas.
Annabelle Roman.
Jaime Adon Romero.
Dante Rao.
Iris Salcedo.
Jonathan Salcedo.
Mario Salgado.
Scarlett Salgado.
Angel Sanchez.
Ashley Sanchez.
Chantrice Sandifer.
Iris Salcedo.
Deontay Martin Labat Saucier.
Ember Salcedo.
Alan Serna.
Baruch Shaw.
Carmen Shedd.
Crystalline Slade.
Clarence Smith.
Clementi Smith.
Patricia Smith.
Bertha Soriano.
Lourdes Soto.
Miranda Tremaine Sullivan.
Juan E. Hard.
Rashay Taylor. James Thomas.
Isaiah Thompson.
Angelique Guadalupe Toledo.
Hiram Toon.
Noel Ventura.
Lindsay Vicario.
Karina Villaseñor.
Stephanie Villegas.
Mark Sequino Warfield.
Letitia Lauren.
Clarence Caleb Washington.
Brian Bowman.
Michael Wesley.
Torian Young.
Esperanza Zamudio. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2014.